everyone, this is Aishwarya once again and welcome to the channel. So I hope you guys are liking my Slay MBA with Aishwarya videos, and in today's video for Slay MBA with Aishwarya, I'm going to be talking about a very interesting topic which is called as disruptive innovation. So all of you guys, this is one concept or one topic which you are going to study in your very initial years, like in the first year, first semester probably. This concept will actually pop up when you begin your MBA. Now, there are a lot of concepts. In fact, all the videos that I am planning to do for Slay MBA with Aishwarya are going to revolve around those initial concepts only. So if you haven't watched my MBA terminologies video, you can actually check the playlist which is called Slay MBA with Aishwarya, and you can have a gist of what are the most common top 10 MBA terminologies which are used. Okay, so in today's video we are going to talk about disruptive innovation. Now let's first understand. So what everybody has been doing is, despite broad dissemination, this word like disruptive innovation is a business, a disruptive innovation or no, there have been a lot of the applications have been misapplied. Okay, and a lot of people have frequently misunderstood this term. So now let's first understand what do you mean by disruption. Okay, so a disruption is going to occur when there is a company which has very fewer resources, and with the help of, it's a very small company, it has very fewer resources, and with the help of these fewer resources, it will successfully challenge the established incumbent business. Okay, so a company with very fewer resources, a small company, when it is able to successfully challenge the established incumbent business, then you say that a disruption has occurred. Okay, now let's understand what is this established incumbent business. So when you talk about an established business, this business is going to improve its products or enhance its offering to the consumers which are in the high end of the market. Why? Because this established business wants to focus on higher profitability market. So now this established business is going to focus towards the high end of the market and is going to enhance products and services and be there in the game. Now what this early entrant, what you call them, so now this new business, what it is going to do is, it is going to start by focusing on the low end of the market. So the low end of the market, it is not going to start by targeting the mainstream customers. Okay, so it's going to target the customers which are at the low end of the market, and that segment which is being neglected by the established business. So now this new entrant organization is going to focus on that segment which is neglected by the established business, and they are going to provide the services frequently at and initially at a very lower cost. Okay, now what this is going to do is, when an established business, first it is focusing on the mainstream customers and then it moves up the graph by focusing on the high end market. Whereas this new early entrant is going to first focus on the low end of the market and then going to slightly move up to the mainstream customers. Why? Because these mainstream customers are not going to switch unless and until they have the high quality product. Okay, so that is how this early entrant is going to slowly and steadily capture the market. So disruptive innovation, it's a process. Okay, it's not going to happen overnight that a business has come up and it is actually going to target all the mainstream customers or the high end of the market. There is a concept, there is a logic that disruptive innovation always begins either from the low end of the market, or it is going to target the new market footholds. Okay, now a lot of people say, and there is a disagreement and an agreement. Some people agree that Uber is a disruptive innovation, and some people say that it is not. So if you ask me, and I have a lot of articles linked below, you can check the links in the description. Uber is not a disruptive innovation. Okay, if Uber was a disruptive innovation, that means the taxis would have not been able to there were plentiful of taxis and they were very easy to use and very easy to access, and they were very clean. If that was the case, if Uber was a disruptive innovation. Okay, but what Uber did was, Uber did not target the non-consumers. So when I tell you that disruptive innovation occurs either in the low end of the market or to the new market footholds, Uber was already targeting consumers which are riders, which are daily riders. Why they are not preferring taxis? Because they're actually going for some public transport alternatives because it's expensive and things like that. So Uber was a sustaining innovation, or Uber is a sustaining innovation, not a disruptive innovation. Okay, now let's talk about some of the disruptive innovations. So I'm going to explain you and give you like very basic concepts which actually makes you understand what do you mean by it. Okay, so when you talk about the video streaming industry, okay, so now things like Netflix and Hulu and HBO, okay, they started at the low end of the market, and they started attracting the consumers which were like not very much interested in like actually using going and watching movies in theaters, or the video. They are not dying to actually watch the first show and going to the market. So that was initially the target audience. And what these video services like video streaming services did was they actually provided very low cost services. Okay, so initially if you want to watch movies or things like that, so they provided very low cost offerings to the consumers. Now right now as we talk, Netflix is the has the highest subscription, is the most powerful subscriptions video service provider in the US. Okay, so initially what they did was they transitioned people from actually going to all of these video rental services and taking the CDs. That was put to ground. Okay, and at the same time they also focused on the cable TV industry. That was also put to ground. So the cable industry, the video rental services, all of these things were slowly put to ground by these video streaming services. And right now as we talk, Amazon, Google, everybody's coming up with their own video streaming service. Another very layman example if I would want to give you is when we talk about photography. Okay, and when we talk about photography, when we talk about these DSLRs, cameras, people who are very crazy about it, and they are into that photography thing, they still use it. But when we talk about it, now your cell phone, your smartphone has everything. Okay, like this is a disruptive innovation, what you call as in very layman terms, that your cell phone industry, the smartphone industry, is actually a disruptive innovation to your camera industry or the DSLR industry. Why? Because it started with a very low end market, and now you have all the features in your smartphone that would be there in a DSLR and things like that. So coming again to the end, disruptive innovation is a process. It's not going to happen, and it's always going to target low end market or your new market footholds. Okay, so if I have to talk about sustaining innovation, what these established businesses are going to do is, for example, improved your television reception, or new features added to a product. That is what you called as sustaining innovation, if you provide some extra extended features to a product. But when we talk about disruptive innovation, either it's like a new product, or if it is something that it's targeting the low end of the market. Okay, so there are a lot of links there if you want to actually deep dive into it. I try to explain it in very basic layman terms. So if you want to get a deep dive onto it, there you can check the description down there. I have provided a lot of links from where I source content, and that will be really helpful for you if you want to get to the roots of it. Okay, so this is all from this Saturday video of Slay MBA with Aishwarya. I'm going to be seeing you next week again with Terrific Tuesday and Slay MBA with Aishwarya next Saturday. Okay, this is Aishwarya signing off. There is a bell icon there. If you click on the bell icon, you are going to get daily notifications whenever I release a video. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.